All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome. Today we're, of course, be doing the comics news today, but we're also doing something a little bit different. We're doing it with Brad from Pencil for Life. We're going to be doing a comic book lineup for what's coming out for the month. Brad works at a comic book store, so he has some very interesting insight, and he's got a guest as well. It's going to come on and talk about those kind of things. So thank you all for being here. Of course, my name is Chester C. Busby III, and one of the things that always helps us out, other than hitting that like button and subscribing, is sharing it out and let everybody know that we are live. But I'm going to go ahead and come over here and talk to our panel real quick, and then we're going to hand it over to. We're going to take care of most of the show because I am in underneath the watchful eye of the hotel Wi-Fi, and we know how unfriendly and unconsistent those. But anyway, I'm going to come over to the panel and say hello. So hello there. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I got my new rig set up, so I'm actually doing wonderful.
Oh,
You sound sexy.
oh, that is cool, dude. All right. So I see we have Muttman in here. He says, hello, Chester. Hello, Brad. We have Good Dog Dress Manny's over here as well. Hello. But it's coming through very low for me, but it's probably doing fine on the other side. So if I should disappear,
Drop
robot
here,
over
like
me, okay?
yeah,
But
which is you're kind of doing right now. So we'll take
yep,
over and make sure that everything's going fine.
Yeah.
So
Sorry about.
so prepare for the bugbear to disappear.
Prepare.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, anyway, hello, Brad. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Yep.
Just
sweet.
Trying to get. And you, of course, got some stuff prepared for today.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to hook up his mic to the computer, so hopefully we'll get that worked out here in just a second.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
All right. Good.
And aloha, everybody.
And of course, we have the Denali Llama.
Yes. Thank you.
Phil's here.
Excellent. So
how you doing, Phil? If we can hear you.
All right. Yeah. See, I'm getting a lot of roboting, so you guys should take over, okay?
Sure. So, hey, this is Denali. Aloha, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Comics News today. We're going to start with the interview with Brad and his guests. So once they're able to talk, just let us know. Otherwise, it's been a fun ride with Tokyo Comic Con. So a lot of things been happening over there. You know, I saw Chester was talking before the show was happening was Ezra Miller not getting enough attention. He was being very salty that everybody else except him was getting attention, and he was jumping around asking for more attention, which it was kind of hilarious to think about it, but knowing what sort of character personality.
Let's keep it a little more moderate today. Yeah. So
no. He's a diva.
Okay.
It's a diva. He's a very diva kind of personality. Yeah.
He does like a spotlight, but there's a lot of people like spotlights. Yeah.
Absolutely. So. No, but we tend to move forward with all that sort of thing. But yeah, no, it was kind of, it was kind of funny because he was talking about how Tom Hiddleston was, very professional, and the crowds is giving him a lot of loving, and and Ezra was seeking out more attention because of that. But anyways, Phil,
I think he's kind of a ham too. A lot of people like to ham it up when they're on stage. So.
Yeah.
Phil, can you hear us? Philip?
No, we don't have Phil yet. All right. So, Denali, what else is going on in the news, man?
Okay. So, well, unfortunately, I guess I'll go share my screen and we'll continue do the news while we're doing this.
I'm going to mute myself and I'll get a hold of Phil.
Absolutely. So we'll just do the news and move forward with that. we have. Let me go with the first one. Present to everybody. We have Scott Derrickson remarks about film criticism draws more ire. Doctor Strange directed Zeiss against leaving Twitter. So basically, I guess he made some comments before saying, replying back to some comics that a film critic made about the recent bio-ops of Queen and Freddie Mercury, that it wasn't enough, either way. And he kind of remarked that saying, well, judge it by what it is, not what it could have been, kind of deal. And so, as Twitter likes to do, pumps up a lot of drama. He decided, no, I'm not going to leave because there's conversation that does do value. So this was a show of professionalism, kind of deal. It's like, so that's something, we do have to remark when, there's aspect of professionalism there. We do need to point it out and show the positive and not just negative. So that's why I kind of chose this news starting out.
Oh, that's very good because we need more of this. It's one-way professional relationship. See, the customer does not have to be nice, but you do have to be nice to the customer, even when you're telling them to leave your store. You know what I mean? And this guy basically said, all right, hey, everybody's got an opinion. And everybody does. Not everybody's going to like something. And yeah, we have this culture of extremist leanings in political views where it's like, no, I believe in this and anything else is unacceptable. And this guy's standing in the middle of the maelstrom going, yeah, I made a movie. You can take it or leave it. So, I like that.
Right. So, and he hasn't, this isn't new because he also got backlash when he was directing Doctor Strange with the whole Ancient One, where they had a female, her name is escaping me.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, yeah. Was cast as the Ancient One, and people were saying, why are you casting a Caucasian white woman as the Ancient One, and blah, blah, blah kind of deal. Instead of, maybe she's a good actress and, focus on what's the need of the story is kind of deal. So, like I said, he's not, it's not new for criticism to arise, but like I said, positive message to say, yeah, there's room for criticism. Doesn't need to be personal. Everybody's has their own idea, but look at the movie and draw and make your criticism on the movie that you saw, not what you wanted to see, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Booster, how you doing?
Hey lads, I'm awake.
You sound barely awake.
I did it.
It's dark 30 for Booster.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's all good. Any thoughts about this, Booster, or you're just gonna listen?
So, what is it? Our very own Scott Derrickson doesn't like getting criticized, does he?
No.
He told people to criticize the movie they saw, not the movie they wanted.
I see. No, that's fair enough, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this guy gets a little gold star sticker.
Well,
Yeah,
is
I don't know
he
why this
still
is
getting
new,
crap
so-
for the whole Ancient One casting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's just silliness, quite frankly. And I think the reason we got Tilda Swinton is because she is a fantastic actor. And I don't know. And I suppose there's a problem with the whitewashing. But it's a silly non-issue, if you ask me.
Right.
Well, yeah. No, it's a silly issue. I'll cover this topic on my channel sometime. No, this is a rabbit hole and it's fun.
Right.
Next.
What?
It's fun. All right.
What's your thoughts, Brad? If you're able to talk.
I can talk. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, unfortunately, first of all, Phil had to leave. So, That's okay. We'll just redo it later. My thoughts on this, though, yeah, I don't see there being a problem. I think he's right. Yeah, sorry. If you want to criticize something, yeah, you can't criticize something that wasn't made the way you wanted it to. So,
you know what? I feel if they actually casted the character as is, they would have gotten backlash for racism for typecasting.
Yeah.
This was a lose-lose situation, guys.
Either one, yeah. I'm sorry, but oh well. It is what it is. Move on. So
right, and then this new draws was more from the recent Freddie Mercury, where most people wanted more to go in depth in Freddie Mercury, and some more people wanted to go more in depth in Queen's, the Queen band, and I guess it wasn't enough for either or. And I'm like saying, well, maybe that leaves up for another sequel to.
You can't please everybody, though, man. I mean, that's the way life is. Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
We can. Am I roboting or echoing or anything like that?
You're roboting still a little bit.
I am.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just shut up. I'm shutting up.
It comes and goes.
Well,
you're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on to the next news, which is for those who are old enough or watched, Nick at Night or, the old channels, Ben Barry, star of F Troop and Mama's Family, Herbie Rides Again, and others, dies at 85. So he's.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, this guy.
Not a bad score.
Right.
No, it's not. And I remember this guy now that you were talking about him earlier, but yeah, I remember this guy for sure.
Right. So, this was a person who can sing and dance and do a whole lot of things. Very funny guy. So it's kind of sad to see another one pass away. This is a year past all these guys passing along. Oh, and he was also part of the Barry RFD spin-off show. So awesome. And any thoughts, you guys? Anything before we move on?
No, just thank you for your career, Mr. Barry. I've seen you on many, many things, and just appreciate him. That's all.
Yeah, Godspeed.
Absolutely.
Godspeed.
Absolutely. So, and then the last one that news we're going to do before I'll switch it over to Brad with the lineup is new Aquaman writers reveal which version of the character are inspiring her take. For those who are unaware and just joining us, Kelly Sue McCormick is going to be the writer starting for Aquaman, starting issue 43. Yes, I'm buying it and I'm going to read it for review purposes, so you don't have to.
Thank you, Danelli.
You brave man. Anyway.
So fans will know that McCormick did Captain America, not Captain America, but Captain Marvel. And we know how that turned out. So,
well, yes, in the comic book anyway. Hopefully the movie still has some charity left for it. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I do apologize for the technical difficulties this morning, ladies and gentlemen, but tomorrow we will be back to normal. I will be in my nice, beautiful computer and away from this Tokyo environment.
It's not doing you that good for your health. But yeah, so basically she's trying to get some of Jeff Johns' New 52 version of Aquaman, and also put a lot of Jason Momoa character from the movie into this new take. What the article is basically saying, and I'm saying, well, that's a positive, because we've been talking about it in previous shows that why isn't DC kind of coordinating, and maybe not DC, but more so Marvel, and we were saying that about Marvel movies, like, why don't they have their own lineup to connect the movies to the comic books and drive sales that way? And it looks like DC is kind of thinking on that line, but they're incorporating, from the existing comics to the movie. So
I think Marvel is doing that in a way, though. So Marvel does that with their character designs, right? Because if you notice, all the character designs for the characters who've had movies, their uniforms look like the movies. So they are slowly changing it so it looks like the movie characters.
Yeah,
so
they are doing that. Yeah.
So it's just a different way of doing it, So yeah, I think they already are, and they have been doing it. The problem is the stories aren't catching on, and so sales are not increasing. They'll increase for a short time when the movie comes out or whatever. The trade sales will, but they don't hang on for a very long time. So
right, and that would be more of a problem of the stories, more so, because if the story isn't good, then people are not willing to.
Yeah, it's not the character design at all. The artists do a good job on the character designs. Yeah. I mean, those artists spend a lot of time going through different revisions and what it should look like, especially for the movies. They do like 6 or 7, 15 different designs sometimes. So, yeah, I think Marvel does it. It's just a little bit different than what you're seeing or what you connect the dots with. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, no, the big problem with Marvel is they're just not writing very good stories. I mean, that's the real problem, right?
Right. And that's something that's actually been known fact, because before I kind of dived back into, this community and was just in the peripherals, that common criticism was actually, heard. And I think that also drives, potential buyers away, because they're like, well, if their story isn't good, why do I need to waste my time going to look for a comic, that people are already saying, the word of mouth is they're not very good stories. So I think that's also another mediating factor that's been going on. So the word of mouth is a powerful tool on both sides.
Yeah, definitely is. Yeah, fandom can definitely spread, an issue from being just okay to great, and things like that. I mean, look at Sean Gordon Murphy's work on Batman White Knight. He built up his audience with Image, and then when he came, he's like, "Dude, you're gonna get White Knight," and he slowly built the fandom up. It burst those sales open, where instead of just having a cult hit of a book, you end up having a mega successful book. So,
bless Sean Gordon Murphy, man. He did a great job with that book.
Yeah, White Knight was beautiful.
Probably the best book of this year. No, without a doubt it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he also put the time and effort to make it right.
Yes, but he did that also too by building the fandom. Because he would.
And Mr. Miracle should have been that. Yeah, I'm still butthurt about Mr. Miracle.
Yeah. But, and that goes again what we kind of say in this community, that what we're talking about, building the community, building the fan base, and promoting your work, those are the key targets for success. And it's, as you kind of illustrated, it's true for the pro, for like the White Knights and Sean Murphy, as it is for indie creators. So, it translates to whether it's mainstream or indie, these are the process you have to go through to be successful. It doesn't matter if you're Marvel or an indie creator, it's the same step. The only thing that kind of affords you is that if you're with the mainstream, you get a little bit better exposure, but you don't keep any of your idea. Where indie, everything is you. Everything's on you, and whatever impressions you do is basically yourself. You're the brand. You are Pencil for Life. That is your brand, and whatever you do and say, that is you speaking for yourself, kind of deal. Correct. And that's the only difference. Yeah. kind of.
Yeah, I mean, but how you carry yourself though, from indie you go to mainstream, will translate also into sales, and that is what happened with Sean Gordon Murphy, because he was indie for many years before that. Cutting his teeth on different books and things like that. Mainly some Image titles. He did a couple of his own. He built a following, a cult following, and that cult following turned into a fandom as he got onto Batman. It was like, wait, who's this guy? There's all these people talking about him, and it built it up. And then they just came by the droves to order that book. So, how you manage yourself as an indie creator, building who you are, right, will translate into sales later on down the road.
Yeah, that's true. Well, my brand is Boomer for life, and I'm sticking with it. So,
yep, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm definitely a boomer. All right. Well, thank you very much, Denali. It's a couple interesting pieces of news. Now, today, guys, we're going to do something a little different. We are going to now turn this over to Brad, and now Brad here, he can do his introduction stuff. But Brad here runs a comic book store. So he has some very interesting insight into that side of things in the comic books, which is very cool. But what Brad is going to do is he gets his order book, I guess is what it is, right, Brad?
Yeah, every month there's a book that comes out. It's called Previews Magazine, and it is for comics that are coming out in individual issues, usually about 2 months out, trades and stuff like that for anywhere from 2 months to 3 months or even 6 months out, depending on what they need to happen or how many orders they need to do and then print or whatever. So.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. So, and this is something that Diamond puts out, I'm assuming?
Yeah, Diamond Comics put this out. It's just under Previews, but it's done by Diamond Comics. And so there's different sections inside the books. There's definitely a Marvel and a DC section. Those are quite large, but we're not going to address those today. So what we're going to be doing is going over pretty much the rest of the book, which is independent or smaller publishers and independent publishers.
Cool.
Now, the book is quite large, so I know we're not going to be able to get through them all. There's no way.
Yeah, but I think it'll be really interesting to see it, though. It's something that the majority of us wouldn't see. I mean, I'm sure there's some diehards in here that have, but it's not something I would ever see. Now, you had a guest that was on earlier, but we had some technical trouble.
Yeah, he for some reason his mic was shorting out and he couldn't talk. So I'll just do an interview with him later on my channel, which is Pencil for Life. We'll put, I guess we can put a link down to my channel below, I guess, or whatever.
Yes,
when we're
yes,
done.
definitely.
So,
we'll do that.
I'm going to be doing this once a month. I thought this was going to be on my channel today, but there was some miscommunication. So we're doing it here with Chester's.
Yeah. Well, it probably would have been better on yours with all the trouble I've had this morning, but I do apologize.
No, that's fine. So first Sunday of the month, we're going to be doing this book. And then the second Sunday, I'll be doing the Marvel and DC stuff. So
yeah, I think it's cool, dude. I definitely want to be part of it when you're doing it. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's get started then. If you want to present my screen.
You are presenting yourself, I think.
Yep, have that already there. Yeah.
This is what it looks like on the cover. I'll go right to the cover. So you'll see previews book, number 363, December 2018. So it gives you an idea of who does it in diamonds. You can tell it's definitely on the bottom there. So I'm going to go straight to the first section, which is image, which is on page 40. And so each company has their own section in the book, usually alphabetically, except for the bigger publishers that pay for theirs, and they go up to the front. So image is number 1 right now in the book. So we'll start with them. So the first item that's going to be coming out in February, which looks interesting to me actually, is this one, Sharky the Bounty Hunter, with Simone Bonacci. I don't know if you remember his work. He did a lot of Marvel work and stuff like that. Really cool artist. And of course, Mark Millar is doing the artwork or doing the writing. So I thought, this is what we typically see when we order. Go ahead and make comments, guys, on what you think. If you think it might be cool looking, if you want to dig it or try it out.
Well,
like
what
it's
is
gonna be
the little quick description they have right here?
Oh,
Because I've
sure.
never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's brand new. Miniseries looks like 6-parter. Set in a brilliant new sci-fi universe, Sharky is a blue-collared bounty hunter who tracks criminals across the galaxy in his converted rocket-powered ice cream truck. Aided and abetted by a 10-year-old partner, he's out for the biggest bounty of his career. So
It could be interesting.
Here's some artwork from the pages on the inside. They do.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, so on the featured sections, the big ones, they show some artwork and stuff. So
okay. So I did recall they were trying to have a project for years, and they finally were able to coordinate and make this project happen.
Yeah.
So they've been both excited. It's been on kind of all the news media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we weren't able to get to it. It's like so much news that we're kind of like cutting some things out just to get to the more juicier ones. But no, it looks, Mark Miller always has some interesting kind of story happening, and this seems like one of those fun ones, not serious or anything. It's going to be a fun adventure.
Fun ride. Yeah, fun action adventure, I think. So, and Simon's artwork, dude, is just excellent. I love the way he does the layouts on the panels. It's really interesting, has a nice take. You got a nice flow through the pages. So, yeah, he does good work. Very much.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah. Now, the next one that caught my eye on the list is called Die. And it's a fantasy. It's Die number 3 is going to be coming out in February. The first one, I believe, comes out this month, the next week or two. And it's actually about a group of 40-something-year-olds who get pulled back into a fantasy world that they thought was just a game when they were kids, from what I understand. So they're getting pulled back in to rescue a friend. So they have to remantle the characters that they were playing and kind of go back in.
So the die is playing on death, and it's playing on the die of a role-playing game.
Yeah, an RPG. Yeah, so it's a dark RPG. Yeah. So they gave a 6-page preview a couple months ago, and it looks great. So I'm kind of interested to see how it comes out. I don't know the artist or the writer personally, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So.
I've actually been enjoying Death and Glory that you have up there as well.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I actually been collecting it. I haven't gotten like issue 6 yet, but I have been collecting. It's basically about Glory, which is the girl right there, who's trying to get an liver organ for her father. And because they live off the grid, she had to steal it from her ex-husband criminal organization. So now the cartel and these crooked cops are after her and the organ, and a couple of immigrants who were part of the human trafficking as she tries to, save her dad and, get a surgeon and all that for that. And I think the last issue, which was issue 5, they caught up to her and were burning down her house. So now I just have to get number 6 and I guess 7 that's coming out in a couple. Go ahead. Is
it near future or is it future based or?
No, it's a present time.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just think of the Steve McQueen car chases, kind of like that action-packed kind of car drama kind of deals. There's some moment of eye rolling, but overall it's been solid artwork by Bangle and sharp writing from Rick. Yeah,
cool, awesome. I'll have to check that one out myself. Remember, if you want any of these books, you can get them from your local comic book shop. So, or you can get it from what's it called? What's the digital comic service again? By Amazon.
Comixology.
Comixology. Yeah. So, We'll give him a little
Comic.
props, even though we're not getting anything from him.
Yeah, Comic Lection says lately I've been ordering through either Amazon for trade paperbacks or from Midtown Comics Online website.
Now, this is my buddy who's going to come on, Phil's book, The Freeze, number 3. That's coming out. The first one just came out the other week. You can pick up in your shops right now. I haven't been able to read it yet. I do own it. I just haven't read it yet. But too many books to read. But
Oh, right. I know this
I'm a
one.
comic book person. Oh, do you?
Yeah, this is about, for whatever reason, the whole world freezes except for the main character.
Okay.
And he has to start unfreezing people. So he has to decide who can start moving again and who can't move. Leave them in that status.
Oh,
and then,
that's cool.
yeah, and basically it's like post-apocalyptic because now he has to rebuild the world because now there's no rules. And they're like, okay, so you have all these people, they're frozen, and the only person that can unfreeze them is just him.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah.
Nice.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think, Booster? Any opinion here, or Tank? You guys are
It
being
looks kind of
quiet.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, some feedback would be nice from you guys.
Yeah. Do your job.
The next book that caught my eye that I've been reading off and on for a while, I'm 10 issues in, is Monstrous. So I got another 10 to go. I've been buying it by the trade.
Can you
great.
open up that art a little bit, please?
Yeah, I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit.
There you
The
go.
artwork
That's
is
good.
amazing in the book. Oh my gosh, so good. I know Marjorie Louis. She's a novelist, but she also wrote some Wolverine books back in the day. But the artist, though, excellent work. It's a war between humans and monsters, and it's about a girl who's missing an arm, but inside of her is a monster and stuff. It's pretty neat. They're trying to fight for control over her. Yeah,
It's very anime looking.
yeah. It very has much of a Spirited Away or what's the one? What's the one with the deer? The big deer god.
Princess
Princess
Mononoke.
Yeah.
Mononoke Hime. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Princess Diraru. Yeah, I know that one.
Do you? Thanks, Booster.
It's a great book. I love it. So I'd give it a read for sure if you can.
Yeah. I just remember all the screams in the theater because parents thought that they were, oh, this is a cartoon animated, and then they see all the gore happening. This decapitated wolf head ripping off the heroine's right arm or something.
Mm-hmm. The other one I like is Oblivion Song. That one's kind of cool. Has anybody else read Oblivion Song here at all?
No.
No? Okay. So Oblivion Song is this dimension opens up on Earth or something like that, and people get taken away or sucked away in this event. And these guys are going into the other side and trying to rescue people and bring them back. And this guy's looking for his brother because he's finding people alive, even though everybody thinks they're dead. It's been like 10 years. But he's slowly bringing people out one at a time. And they have like this big memorial set up and everything. But anyways, there's some forces on the other side trying to break back into the universe too. It's pretty great. Good story. Kirkman does it, of course. Artwork is okay, but I can forgive it because it's not horrible artwork. But the story is amazing, though. Really good.
The one I've been reading from Kirkman recently is Die, Die, Die.
I think that's right around here.
Yeah, probably be like.
Well, that's the next one I'm going to is Rose, but I think it's before. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and tell us about Die, Die, Die real quick.
Yeah, so basically, let me see. I don't think it's coming up for this one, but it's I've been reading 3 issues of it, and basically, it's secret co-ops where this U.S. senator tries to clean up and manipulate world events with these suicide task force squad, and the first issue really comes up with the main, I guess, one of the main characters. He's a triplet, and one of his brothers gets kidnapped, and disfigure, his nose gets ripped off, and his hand gets cut off. Very gory and bloody, and it's one of those. It's a callback to one of the the '90s ultra violence comics.
Well,
yeah,
we do have Christopher C over here in the chat, and he says that I heard good things about the Exorcisters. That's kind of a clever little name. I actually like it. That's interesting. And of course, Manny is telling Booster that sleeping on the job again, kick him. Go back to sleep, Kiwi boy.
I'm doing no such thing. How dare I am awake-ish.
Awake-ish. How about Exorcisters, Brad? What do you think of this one?
Exorcisters, I have not read it at all. It just didn't appeal to me. I see. Right. Where was it? There it is. Exorcisters number 5. It does sell pretty good at the shop, though. There's I do got several people who have it on their holds. So
the other good one for those who like horror, like Tales of the Crypts, is the Ice Cream Man. Yeah, I think, or the Ice Cream. Shoot, I can't remember if that's the right title. it's ice. I think it's the Ice Cream Man, if I remember in its image. If you want to look, it's let me see. It's either the Ice Cream or Ice Cream, but
it's my favorite.
There you go, Ice Cream Man. Yeah. So they're anthology books, so you can always pick one of these issues up, and they tell us a horror story or suspenseful or thriller, and each issue is a different story, kind of like from the Twilight, or kind of like
kind of like Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone, Tales of the Crypts, in that vein, and it's very popular from what my local comic book store says. I picked up a couple of issues just to read and see.
I've been reading this one, Rose. Good book. Meredith Finch, Finch's wife, is writing this one. Artwork's been amazing. Very good fantasy book. This is the final issue. So you can go back. You can get the first trade right now. There's only going to be 3 trades, I think, for this one. But
what's the premise?
So she is okay. How do I put this? I don't want to give away, but she is a. Oh God, what's the word? She's kind of like a knight, but not a knight. It's so type thing.
A paladin, a cleric.
Yeah, something like that. It's fantasy based. There's, she has some sort of magic ability. So I'm at issue 10, so I'm like halfway through.
I am disappointed in your understanding of Dungeons and Dragons, Brad.
It's not D&D, though. It's not D&D. It's different. So, apparently in this issue she has a showdown with the Queen. That's all I know. So I don't know who the Queen is yet. So we'll find out.
Well, Booster's a queen.
Booster is a queen. All right.
It's true. And you better bow down to my authority, boys.
Yes, sir. I shall.
Page 88. We're on the Dark Horse now.
Hey, Dark Horse, Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy 25th anniversary is coming out. Kick Brad, whatever, Manny. So 25th anniversary.
Brad, we're going to lightly pat Brad because he's doing a good job.
He is. He's doing a great job. I saw a really good Hellboy costume this weekend, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Also, if you buy the pack, Hellboy Day promo items at the store buys the pack, they get a sign and some tattoos and stuff like that to give away for people. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, and that's surprising, especially since they're making the reboot. So this is actually good advertisement for the movie.
Yeah. Now, I don't read this one, but Hellboy and the BPRD, stories of the BPRD when Hellboy's with them, stuff like different adventures. Very popular too at my shop. Sells quite a bit. So
it's just kind of sad that they made the movie out of it. And it was so disappointing.
Yeah. Actually, I've read a lot more of the BPRD than I have of actual Hellboy. So it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting from my point of view, I guess.
What's your thought, Tank?
Tank's just sitting there.
Oh, I couldn't make it through the movie. The comic was all right.
All right.
You couldn't make it through the movie. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, it was awful.
Oh my.
I can't get refunds back on life. So there are just some movies where it like, honestly, if it like the Punisher Warzone, 7 minutes 36 seconds, and
Really?
Wow.
yeah,
I like that movie. What
I liked it too, man.
oh no, that opening scene was just terrible, bad. I was like, if that's going to be the action for the rest of this movie, I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right.
goodness.
Fight Club 3, number 2. This has also been a popular series at my shop. I have not read it, but people do talk a lot about it. So it's getting a lot of holds requested for it. So
That's
might
true.
want to check it out. So, yeah, I don't know if it's based on the movie or not. I think it is actually.
It is. Because it's based on, because the first comic is based on the sequel the sequel book that's based on the movie and not the actual book that he did the first time, because the movie was more heck more popular than the actual novel that he wrote on it. So he made a sequel based on the movie instead of his own book. And this is based on.
Yeah. Interesting little fun point about Fight Club here. This weekend at the Tokyo Comic Con, they had, of course, a lot of Hollywood paraphernalia and objects and stuff. And they actually, one of the things they had was the actual, the bathrobe that Brad Pitt wears in the movie. They had it, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Fight Club 2. Fight Club 2 was fantastic. It was absolutely beautiful. Fight Club 3 should be a good read. There's a reason why it's on the pull lists. Yeah. That is good. And, David Mack is just, I mean, that guy's just sick house as an artist. It's insane. So, yeah, it's get this book. That one is good. Right. I can't wait for that.
Christopher C's all-time best Punisher, Warzone Frank Castleline, if I could get my hands on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
what's this here, Brad?
Mystery Science Theater 3000 came back as a comic. It has been insanely popular at the shop. I probably got, I don't know, at least 12 holds. I have a small shop, so I have maybe just a handful. When I get more than 12, like for a hold, like added pretty quickly, it spikes up. It gets my attention real quick. So, and this was because I only got a couple for the shelf, and then everybody came in asking for it. So, a lot of people liked the show. I hated it, but it's not for everybody. So.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not, especially the new one. The original one, I could get a chuckle out of. The new one is just stupid. So, yeah, no, thank you.
That's fine. Not everything's going to be a hit for everybody.
That's true, and that's fine. Ooh.
Anthem, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the video game and kind of not looking forward to the video game.
I know. I'm the same way, dude. Exactly the same.
But
you know what you could do instead is play Warframe.
I could.
Because it's just doing what this game wants to do, but better.
Maybe. It's fun to play. But anyways, so the comics coming out. Some of the video game comic books are pretty good. I know we're gonna get to one a little bit later. That's really good. But the Halo series has been off and on. I'm not too sure about Anthem, but you might want to check it out. So.
Yeah, no, I might want to check that out myself because I'm Anthem, man. I really want to love this game, but there's so much negative news coming out about it.
Yeah.
Because Destiny came out, right? I'm sorry, Brad. I want to take 1 second.
You're good, dude.
But yeah, Destiny came out, and we all expected that was going to be cool. Because come on now, look at the guys who made it, right? So we were like, oh, this is going to be awesome. They're free. They got to do a new thing. Oh yeah. And of course, Destiny was an absolute disaster. as was Destiny 2, because these guys basically were just, trying to rip you off with microtransactions and,
because they had
dribbling
to
DLC on you.
Warframe,
Yeah.
Yes, go Warframe booster. We know, but I'm just saying, Destiny was an absolute trash fire, right?
Yeah.
And
Destiny
it should.
2.
Yeah, Destiny 2 was
The
worse.
first one was fine.
Yeah.
No, the first one was bad too, dude. They look how long they drizzled that DLC on us and gave us. By the end, we had the content we should have started with, right? Destiny
Yeah.
2 was
Right.
worse, but I mean that whole stuff was going on, and now Anthem was coming. I was like, oh, all right, cool, this looks cool, but it looks like they're gonna do the same crap, man. And it's like,
Yeah, they may be doing the same crap. Yeah. So.
And here's the thing: you haven't heard anything about Destiny 3 since Destiny 2.
Well, no, because they screwed the pooch on it, man.
Yeah.
All right, so that's this one. So the next one I caught my eye, which is a new series, is Girl in the Bay.
All right.
So this one, there's a preview page after it. I'll pull it up here in a second. Just wanted to read the little intro here because this is a 4-parter. I've never heard of these people, but it sounds kind of interesting. So in 1969, 17-year-old girl Kathy Satori, was brutally attacked and her body was hurled into Brooklyn's Sheepshead Bay. Miraculously, she survives and fights her way back to the surface, only to discover that it's 50 years late. 50 years have passed, and an eerie doppelganger has lived out an entire life in her place. Kathy soon confronts not just this strange double, but the madman who murdered her 5 decades earlier. Will he and the dark entity that lives inside him hold the key to Kathy's missing years, or will Kathy become a ghost herself and forced to live out what remains of her life on the edge of the world that she desperately wants to be a part of?
That does sound interesting.
Yeah,
and it's for Burger Books, which I've never heard about.
It's Burger Books is part of Diamond or part of Dark Horse. So
I see. Oh yeah, okay.
But that's the interior artwork right there. They only got 1 page for the preview, but
J.M. DeMatteis has a lot of goodwill with me, so.
So
you know what's interesting? Yeah, what's interesting is I think they're alluding to, or I think the impetus is about the body in the bay that happened in 1969, actually. Which was kind of weird because there was an article we talked about, I think months ago, where the son of Stephen King, which I think is Joe Hill, was saying, hey, I love Jaw, and this person who was brutally murdered, well, she appears as an extra in the beach scenes of Jaws. And, that whole, when you were talking about it, kind of linked up, and I wonder if was the impetus for this story of that murder victim who was found in the beach a few weeks later around that same area.
Well, that's interesting. I have to say though, Brad, I like the cover. I hate this page. I passionately hate this page.
Yeah, I don't think they picked a good page to show, but I did like the way the characters look. So I'm hoping that that will change. I hope this is like a magic scene or something like that, or some sort of mystical scene, but it'll change like inside. But I don't have any of the previews to go on.
Why do I hate this page so much? Because I really hate it.
Because the man looks like a girl wearing a mustache or a beard.
Maybe. I don't know, but I do not like that page.
It has more of an animation look, So.
But it looks like they're copying the same the figure on the top page. It's the same figure. It's like there's no changes.
Yeah. Well, actually, the hair's a little bit different.
Yeah.
No, those are 3 separate images. They are.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I don't know what it is. Tank, help me. What's killing me about this page, man?
It's so static. It's that same face shot over and over and over. And that swirly sky, the eye flow is bad. It confuses the eye. It muddles it really bad.
Yeah. But the artwork does look good on the
cover's
cover.
nice.
Oh, the cover's awesome. Yeah, the cover's great.
But it's the same artist. I can tell it's the same artist.
Yeah. I like the premise, though. It is a cool idea.
So next one coming out, Toy Story 4. Whole trade. I don't know if you get this for your kids or not, but it's basically the whole movie, as a trade. So it's kind of neat. So just thought I'd show you that's coming out. But the one I think people will like the most so far,
Berserk.
Yeah, gotta love Berserk.
Oh yeah.
I love Berserk.
Yeah,
and this is working on the third story, right?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's the whole trade for the Flame Dragon Knight. April 3rd, it comes out. 192 pages for $15, dude. That's not bad.
Yeah, this is after the Black Swordsman, I think.
Yeah, way beyond the Black Swordsman arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that though, dude. That was an awesome arc.
This is actually, I think, around where he actually gets the Berserk armor, and he cracks the Flames Dragon's Knight forehead when he's in that transformed state.
Oh, right. Oh, cool. Another Berserk fan here in Denali.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. I love Berserk.
Indie books are coming. They come, it's all in different. The publishers carry some indie, some licensed stuff. So you kind of have to go through it as you go through the publisher. So, but we are getting to them. There's a long list. So just be patient. Yeah. Okay. So
very cool. I'm glad we're doing it, Brad.
What we talked about, lately in the news is Marvel has been work produced by IDW. So here's some of it that is coming out. It's called their Marvel Action Line. They started in the last previews. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we actually did talk about it because one of the action lines that caught our attention was that they were leasing out Spider-Man. And we're saying, why are you leasing out Spider-Man over to IDW? But then again, a conversation kind of followed throughout when we first saw the news. Is like, well, the stories are being told poorly that they'll end up just sourcing it out to other companies and not actually doing it in-house anymore.
Well, I find these stories, though, that they're producing for IDW are great for like a children's line. And so I think they're good for little kids. Like if you're trying to get them into the industry or reading comics, or you want them to have something to relate to you and your fandom for that character. These are great for kids. I do not like all the artwork because, look at this page right there. But kids like it, though. Grabs their attention, bright colors, blocky shapes, things like that.
Something I noticed about that, just to make another connection to the con, there were a lot of cosplayers, of course, which I think, from what I learned about Comic Cons, it's all about being a cosplayer, actually. But there were a lot of Spider-Gwen, a lot, dude. I mean, 50 plus, and some of them were really good as well. But the thing that's interesting for me, as far as my take on it, right, as a longtime Marvel reader, the Spider-Gwen thing, I don't have so much trouble with it. I haven't read them, and if they do a lot of the stupid politics with them, that's dumb. But I get it, the fact, because she was with Peter when they were on that trip. And if you had an Elseworld where she gets bit instead of him, it makes sense. I get that. I don't have a problem so much with Spider-Gwen, even though I know a lot of people do. But the Miles Morales one, man, I don't get that at all. I don't understand why. I don't understand the Miles Morales character at all. I don't know why we need it. The Spider-Gwen thing, cool. The Morales thing, I don't understand it at all. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, the Miles Morales came from the Ultimate Spider-Man universe after they killed Peter Parker.
Yeah, but their intention with that, you could tell, was to kill Peter as quick as possible. That was their whole intention.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so basically, he was. They killed Peter off quick just so they get this character in, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I know people. He's one of the more popular spin-offs of Spider-Man, but I don't like the Miles Morales character. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'll take
Okay.
Spider-Gwen any day.
All right. Next one, Sonic. Sonic is a huge seller that gets no traction. They do no marketing besides previews. It's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah,
and their fans are crazy.
Well, probably because they have poor customer service and they've been telling potential customers off.
No, they love the book though. They love the book. They can't get enough of the book. Yeah.
The other thing could be that Sonic fans are insane.
That's true.
It's true, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the darkest things. You guys ever watch any of those Mr. Metacore in-depth looks at the insanity of the internet?
No.
Oh my God, dude.
No, because I know how insane people can be. I purposely don't try to actually go into it.
Well, if you guys want a really fun game, go to Google Images and type your first name and then the hedgehog.
No thanks.
See what comes up.
No. I won't. No, don't
I'm
do
going
it.
to do it for all of you right now.
Okay, go ahead. Chester Hedgehog. I want to see it.
Okay. Star Wars Adventures is more of a children's line also that they do with IDW. But they came with a box set. Why I like this one's cool is they do all virgin covers on the books for the run that you can order. So
that's cool too, though. It's Vader's Castle, man. That just looks fun. Huh?
Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's been a good read at the shop. So let's go to the next one that caught my eye. Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
Dark and Wish. Yeah. So they've had several good series out. This is just the new iteration of the new series. It looks like they have a new team for this one as well.
We actually talked about this one, and this has Tess Fowler.
Oh, it does. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice.
This looks like a train wreck, dude.
Right.
It does look like a train wreck.
I will pass then. All right. But this one though is great. Rick and Morty versus D&D. It is so much fun. You can get the alternate versions of the covers too that have their character sheets on them.
That's interesting.
Completely with the D&D rules.
Oh, that does.
Can you go back up and Patrick?
Yeah. I'm showing the page at the bottom real quick. So
I wish the fan base wasn't so cringy.
No, I'm looking to see just to make sure I read it. So Patrick Ruffus is the writer on this. Wow. Yeah. Ruffus, get back to your book. Do not be writing these comics.
My only comment on Rick and Morty is I couldn't get through episode 1. It was so bad.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Although the fact that they're doing these classic D&D stuff, it is endearing. I have to say
it is pretty good. They've been a good sell at the shop. A lot of my guys do. I sell role-playing games at the shop as well. So this one's been crossed between both really easily. So been selling nicely. The next one, Batman and the Max. So good. Sam Keith is a legend. If you haven't read this yet, you should go pick it up. It's pretty cool.
That looks fun, and I love the Max. I love Sam Keith.
Yeah, the Max was cool. Yeah.
And then this is the big one, the trade.
The very first comic I ever picked up in a library, and this was the first comic I ever read, was Batman Secrets by Sam Keith.
Nice.
Jeez, I mean, how old are you? Like 18 or something?
Yeah. But I love Sam Keith's artwork. It's out there. I love the long ears on Batman, the no neck. It's great. So it's pretty cool. This stuff.
First comic you ever picked up. Oh my goodness.
The other one.
Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy.
Oh, I was gonna go Danger Girl, but yeah.
I actually saw this on the shelf because
Mike Allred's doing the artwork. Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah. I saw this on the shelf yesterday actually because the odd thing I went to, like I've mentioned a few times, I went to Comic-Con, right? And there wasn't any damn comic books to buy at freaking Comic-Con. So I actually went to Akihabara, and there's like this nice little, you know, hidden little comic shop that has
really?
English comic books. It's just this little hole in the wall. You have to really know where it is, right? But I looked. I picked up a few books yesterday because I came to Comic Con. I'm going to buy some comics, and I saw this Dick Tracy. Not this one, but I saw they've been doing more Dick Tracy stuff from IDW, and I almost picked it up.
They picked up the license for that one. A bunch of old series actually. So
yeah,
this one's a new one though. So
it is. Yeah, that's cool.
But to me, this one, Danger Girl in 3D.
Ooh.
You know, seeing those curves in 3D, I wouldn't mind. So
yep,
that might be one to pick up. 48 pages, $7 with 3D glasses. So yeah, not bad. Let's see, where are we going next? We are going to Dynamite. So I'm excited for this one.
Dynamite. Sorry.
Red Sonja #1 coming out. I'm glad that it's a new writer, new artist. We don't have Amy on anymore. Yeah. No Gail Simone. Yeah, so that's why I'm excited for this one. So we'll see how it goes.
But that's just my opinion.
This cover to me right there. I like that cover right there.
That is sweet. I like the one down below even better, dude.
Oh, the cosplay
Look at that.
one?
Look at that, dude. Yeah, I like that. See, that's cool. Good for you, girl.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. What else do I have by Dynamite? Oh, yes. Kirby Genius. This is kind of cool. This is a hardcover book coming out, artwork by Alex Ross.
Alex Ross, hallelujah, praise. Hey.
Yeah. So it's all just Kirby artwork, I think, remastered, or Genesis, dude. Actually.
I want this one, dude. You gotta talk to me about this one. I want this one.
Yeah.
Writer
you can get the signed one for $200 or the regular one for $95. So
what is up with the writer Kurt Busiek here? Busiek.
I don't know. Let's see. Dynamic Kirby events. Best-selling award-winning creator for Marvel's Superstars. Kurt and Alex brought Jack King Kirby's creations to life. Never before.
So they basically rewrote it and redrew it.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
So this is written really by Kurt Busiek, imagined by Alex Ross, based on Jack Kirby's work.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. But I have a question for you guys. Now, me personally, I love Alex Ross. He's my favorite artist. I can't get enough of him. I love his stuff. It's exactly the type of comic art I like. But why is he so controversial? Why are there so many people like, Alex Ross? What's up with that, man?
Personal SGW point of view, so he likes to make them known. So.
Oh, okay.
He's just kind of grumpy about it, and he'll say things like at cons too. Like he's not the, like, I don't know, when he's in public and he's trying to sell stuff, he comes across kind of like Neil Adams a little bit, if you aren't buying the stuff, type thing.
Yeah, I see.
Another one that's been selling well at the shop is Clash of Kings, Game of Thrones stuff. So,
is this Mike's one?
Yeah, cover arts.
Oh, it is Mike Miller. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Yep. Forgot he was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike actually drew this one in his live stream a couple months back.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Awesome. One of my favorite books, Turok, coming out again.
Sweet, dude.
I remember the game. Guys, remember the game Turok?
Sure. Yeah, the comic's good too, though, man. I like the old comic. I've read Turok from before. How long ago was that, Brad?
Oh God, it was 90 something. Because I got Turok number 1.
I'm sure Booster wasn't born yet. So
I mean, this is Bart Sears' cover.
Right was a little boy.
Yeah. But this is Bart Sears' artwork right here for the cover.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see how it goes. Ron Mars did the artwork. He also did the artwork. Ron Mars did the artwork for was a Demigod that came out this year, which Bart Sears also worked on. So Ron Mars he's a decent writer actually. He's not bad. So,
and then you got Butch Guy as the cover for B, the one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
193, page 193. Skin and Earth. It's based off a book done by a singer. Don't remember her name, but it sells like crazy. Yeah. So also when you buy the book, you get tracks from a new album that's on there.
What's the deal with this one, man? What's the?
So it's an artist, a singer who wrote it, and I can't remember the band's name off the top of my head. I can look it up real quick. Oh, is it Lights? Okay. I don't know who they are. I don't listen to them, but I've had people who've never read comics books before coming into the store asking for this book. In the first trades, I haven't been able to get it in months. So
is this some manner of hentai?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Yep. Not manner of hentai.
Sorry, Booster. No. Sorry.
No. It's kind of like how what you were talking about, Chester. With remember the band you were saying that was very popular in Japan, but over here we don't really care.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of tactic. It's based on the band, and you get the songs with it with the book.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's not a bad idea, right?
No,
right.
It's not. Yeah.
All about marketing. No. Tank, you've been kind of quiet. Any comments?
No.
Okay.
I have to get running, folks.
Okay.
I hate out like this.
I know we're boring for you.
Talk to you later.
No problem, Tank.
No problem.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Boom does a lot of licensed work nowadays. They have a few original things, but mostly it's licensed work. Firefly #4 is coming out in February. The first one was great. So I would give this a read if you're a Firefly fan.
I love Firefly. And I actually just picked up a Boom book yesterday. I picked up the Skyborn.
Okay, cool.
The complete hardcover collection.
Yeah. They do, like I said, a lot of licensed work, as you can tell.
Yeah. I like Boom, actually. They do some really good production value, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do.
Yeah.
Power Rangers is their top seller for sure.
It is, yeah.
I can't keep it in stock. So it's it's pretty good stuff. So
it is. But if you guys aren't reading or checking out Boom, I suggest it. I know it's a smaller name that a lot of people may not know, but these guys do good work.
They do very good work. All right. So the next one, I was on this page right here. Jim Henson's Labyrinth. This is a prequel to Labyrinth. So grab it while you can. It's really good. Try to get the trade if you can get it. Same with the Dark Crystal. They're both amazing books. So I can't keep them on the shelf at the shop. So and they sell out quite quick. In fact, they sell out a diamond and they're not doing reprints on a lot of them. So you have to buy the trades. Yeah.
That's cool though, man. The Labyrinth and Dark Crystal as well. Yeah.
And Fraggle Rock is coming back.
My cousin is in Labyrinth, actually. The movie. Yeah.
Fraggle Rock is coming back.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So put that in there for us boomers, So now we're gonna go to Aftershock. There wasn't a lot in between. I really did not catch my eye, but Oberon did. Yeah, it's kind of a supernatural fantasy-ish book. I do like a lot of fantasy books, so I don't know much about this. I don't know much about the artists, the writers, but based on the artwork right there, I kind of like it so far. And with the little description here, it says, betrayed by his people and exiled to Earth, Lord Oberon, the former king of the fairies, seeks out an innocent prophesized child in order to manipulate her into becoming his ultimate weapon so that he can reclaim his rightful throne. So I hope it's from the bad guy's point of view. I kind of want to read it from the bad guy's point of view.
Sounds interesting, huh?
Yeah, it does actually. So
Now, I got a quick little side question for
Yeah.
you. How many indie companies are there? I mean, that have their own name like Aftershock. I mean, how many are there, dude?
I'm about to get to the small stuff here real quick. So you will
But I
see in
mean,
the book, yeah,
like a general number, there are 20 of them, 30 of them.
50, 60.
Wow. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah. American Mythology, just giving a shout out to my boy. He does the underdog covers. So
Underdog. That's
yeah.
fun.
So this is the section where it starts to get into real small publishers and stuff. So you can see they get little sections now in the pages. So this is Antarctic Presses, so they got a couple pages, but nothing like the other full blown pages per comic.
Heroes at Large. What is that? Go back a second.
Sure.
What's that, man?
Heroes at Large. Sorry, let me zoom in. Mature readers. Oops, stupid. Okay. Our motley crew of heroes from the 1940s goes on their first field trip to the outside world. So, of course, they head to the Great American Institute called the Mall. Unfortunately, they run into a crime being committed. Can they pull it together in order to thwart the baddies? Probably not.
It looks fun, though. I don't know. The cover caught my eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let me. But as we start going through these here, like Archie, they'll get a couple pages. And then Aspen. Aspen has good stuff, by the way. Aspen's really good. They even have 25-cent issues, like right here, to get you started in the issue to see if you like it or not. And then if you don't like it, you don't have to add it. So it's a good way to get in the book. So they just got some great stuff. But after Avatar Press, I'm going to skip Avatar. They have a lot of adult stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So let me just go by pretty quick. But you'll see here, like all the small studios get like one little blurb, things like that. So there's tons of these small little studios.
It is.
See?
Just a real quick little side thing here, Brad. Willie, I just gave you a wrench, by the way. But let's see, Dark Crystal. They're not interested. Boom has some cool licensing from Willie Mammoth, and first cool thing I've seen tonight. Valenlit says. So it is interesting. We do have some comments come over here from the chat, but I think it's really interesting to take a look at it. I thought it was a good idea to, what's coming, what are all this stuff? Because I think there's a lot of comics we don't know about, right?
Yeah.
We're so focused on Marvel and DC and all the shenanigans going on over there. But it's not the only business in town, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
totally. Yep.
As Brad said, there's like about 50 other small publishers.
Yes.
Yeah,
and we got to look at those.
Yep. Like Coffin Comics here, they've been around a while though. Lady Death 25th anniversary is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but yeah, you get all these little things. A lot of them are just kind of really weird books, to be honest. And so they're kind of out there. They don't get a lot of read though, but there's not a lot of people who want them either, and they know they're going to sell maybe only a couple hundred copies altogether. So, but let me go to Lion Forge. They're like a small company, but they're not very big. But they do some quality work. This is one of their best things, though. Rolled and Told.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a role player, they have a short story in there, and then a little campaign to go along with your D&D 5th edition.
Wow, that's clever. A comic and a module together.
Correct. Yeah. So you can
right
play
up your alley,
with
Chester.
Them.
It is, dude. It is exactly my alley.
They do a few good things. So yeah, this is where they start. They're more teenage stuff, or lower. So, but they do some good work. The coloring's usually pretty good. Penciling's not the best all the time, but it's fun. They got some fun reads. Nothing super serious or anything like that. So This is a good, straight up, good comic. So
That's cool, dude. I've
Yeah,
never
well
heard of
done.
him before.
And then the next one I want to visit is called Titan Comics. 353.
Oh, this is crazy. It's like a 600-page ad
Yeah, yeah.
order book. Wow.
So, yeah, so I'm skipping a ton. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pick out some stuff. We're going to get to manga here pretty quick too. So
Which is
Titan Comics does a lot of licensed material as well, but their Bloodborne book is really, really good. A lot of people like it, but they also do like Doctor Who. So
Ew.
but they do Robotech, which has been really good so far.
Ooh.
If you haven't read the new series, I don't know what Hawkmoon is yet. Shades of Magic, I heard, is okay, but I haven't read it myself. So,
Hawkmoon, go back real quick. Is that the Hawkmoon of before? Is this like a relaunch of
I
Hawkmoon?
believe so. Yeah.
That's Michael Moorcock, right?
Yeah, Michael Moorcock. Yeah.
Yeah, I read Hawkmoon forever ago. That used to be with Dark Horse. What happened? Why is it over here?
Well, like I said, they do a lot of licensed material, so I don't know why it moved. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Hawkmoon. I mean, way back, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you had Stormbringer with the white
Elric.
Yeah. So they do a lot of stuff like that. And then see, here's like this is getting into magazines and some comics and stuff. So you can see how small these sections get in this huge book. Like, so trying to get noticed as an indie company,
Valiant
is crazy. Yeah, Valiant is here. This is the next one I was going to stop at. So this one looks interesting to me. Let me read the little description for you. Beyond the margins of human reason lies a realm known as Death Side or Dead Side, where the souls of the dearly departed linger, and where demons wait for us in the dark. For countless ages, Earth's chosen protectors have guarded the veil between both worlds, but there are other doors to Dark Side or to Dead Side, through which gruesome terrors from galaxies untold can trespass. With the planet's freedom at stake, can the reigning geomancer, geomancer? Yeah, from her steadfast eternal warrior, stand together against the invasion unlike any they've ever witnessed. So,
now I have a question, Brad.
Yeah.
When Valiant did their relaunch, what was that, 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
When they did the relaunch, I was very excited. I was like, oh, Valiant's coming back. And I read everything. I read every title they had. I read it all.
Yeah.
And it started strong. It was all right. You're doing good, guys.
Yeah.
It did. And then they went and got woke, go broke, man. I mean, they got woke.
Some of the titles have, yeah.
They have. And have they straightened that ship?
No.
Damn.
So certain titles are really good. But yeah,
that was so disappointing, dude, because they came out punching and it was good.
Yeah. But this one has promise. Exo Manowar still sells great. Didjack sells great. This one looks interesting to me too. This is kind of based off of the Mongol Empire era.
But each one of them is a female lead.
Yes. Well, no, the other one was a male lead, I think.
No, that was female.
Looks male to me.
It says in the description, dude.
Yeah. The Geomancer and her Steadfast Warrior, Eternal Warrior. Yeah. Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay.
That's the problem. I mean, it's like, but at least EXO is still doing EXO.
I mean, if it reads well to me, I'm not gonna have a problem with it. But if they bash me over the head,
that's true.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna have an issue with it.
But I'm just saying, all their new stuff is everything's female, and it's like
some of their newer titles, like Bloodshot's still selling well, Exo Manowar is still selling well. So yeah, but
because you know what I mean. I agree with you. If it reads well, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with it if it reads well. But the problem, it's about the reason why they do it.
Yeah, the reason why they do it is different.
That's the
Robin
point.
Hood, though, with Zenoscope, everything in there is female lead, but it's all like fun stuff. It's nothing serious here. So they're not going to hit you over the
female Green Arrow.
Yeah. So It's a lot of if you can draw pretty women, you can work at Cinescope.
Yeah,
So,
but this is cheesecake. They're
it
not.
is
Their reason
cheesecake.
for
Yeah, I know.
cheesecake.
I know.
Zenescope.
But yeah, that's why they have the female leads there. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's do over Tokyo Pop.
Okay.
Wait,
ahead.
I thought Tokyo Pop was defunct. Did
Nope.
they go out of business?
No, they're back. Yeah.
They're back. Wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't like their translation. I didn't like
their
their
hot
translation.
manga at the shop. I haven't read it myself. From what I hear, it's like a slice of life roommate type thing. So, but I just want to tour through here real quick to show you what we have, what they offer for a manga that you can get at your local comic shops. So, this will sell well. All the Disney stuff right here. Everything that they turn Disney into a manga sells really, really well. So,
yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody likes it, especially video game stuff like Link and things like that. So
now Tokyo Pop is the English, English version of a collection of Japanese books, or is this something?
Yeah, there's many different. Besides Tokyo Pop, there's Udon.
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 That's pronounced Udon. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff. Viz Media also does.
Oh goodness, JoJo! My daughter would be jumping up down screaming.
Really?
She loves JoJo, dude. I can't stand it either. But my son likes it too. My daughter is a big JoJo fan.
Okay.
I mean,
my hero sells like crazy. So yeah.
Academia,
right. Yeah. Isn't JoJo different Descendants?
Yep.
Basically,
there's
an ongoing saga with different.
Yeah, there was one of the series, one of the Descendant series, where there was actually pretty good, but it's weird. It's just if you want to understand what's going on in Japanese culture right now, go read JoJo, and you'll understand what the young people are thinking. It's crazy, wacky, zany. That's what Japanese young people are doing right now. So
crazy. All right, definitely Ruby, big seller as well. Started off on Machinima, of course. So.
Yes.
Yep.
And Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, that show took them from a pretty popular YouTube group into something bigger.
Yep. Black Clover. I like the book. I hate the show. The guy's voice is annoying as hell. God, he's always yelling in the thing. But
yeah.
The book is fine.
Yep. Could you go back real quick?
Yeah. This one or this one?
Right there. What is this? Shokugeki no Soma. Okay, sorry.
That one, Food Wars. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but yeah. So there's like lots to choose from for manga. Almost everything that's been popular or is popular right now, you can get. In English, it does take a few months to get here. I know a lot of people read the manga online. I do that too, but I also pick up the English versions later. So, just to give you an idea, Final Fantasy, that one's going to sell well.
It's interesting. I'm looking at the titles, and I'm looking at the English titles, and they changed the translation on some of them for some reason.
Yeah.
They're not the same meaning.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you could get a kick out of this too because you're in Japan. So.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just curious why they decided to change the. I mean, some of them are radically shifted.
Probably because the way they would translate wouldn't sound quite right. Translated, so they get the approximate word. I get just to get the gist of it. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of different ones you can order, of course. This one's going to be probably pretty good by the creator of Fairy Tail. So.
Oh yeah, well, that's a huge one. You just went past Attack on Titan, and that one's huge, all the time, huge. Yeah. But Fairy Tail is very popular. Yeah.
I like this one, Ghost in the Shell Deluxe Complete Box Set.
Ooh.
I love Ghost in the Shell.
So do I.
I picked up half the single issues last week. Someone brought them in my shop to sell, just to get rid of them. I was like, yes, please. I will take them all. because back in the day, it's the original Dark Horse release ones here. So, yeah, pretty good. And then the box set of Battle Angel Alita. Yeah. That one's going to sell well before the movie comes out. So,
that's interesting for me because over here in Japan, this is not popular at all. Never has been.
Mm-mm.
And now I remember watching Battle Angel, the anime when it first came out, but I was like, eh. And I just find it very interesting that the Western audience, or at least the Western producers, picked up on that one. Why that one? I don't. I don't have an answer, but it's interesting.
Well, the person who turned it into a movie is a big fan of it. So it's the guy. What's his name? Guy did Avatar.
James Cameron.
Yeah,
he's the one who's behind that movie.
Yeah, that's cool.
I personally wouldn't have done it either. So, but he wants to put it out there. That's his money behind it. Fine, go for it. So
yeah, I think actually, what I would do personally, because the story is very thin and it's very weak, but the premise is cool. So maybe they'll go somewhere cool with it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, some more mangas here, things like that. You get your now it goes into merch. So I'm not going to show through all the merch. I'm just going to quickly go through it. But like you can order different things. The problem is I don't like ordering merch from them because we don't get a good return. So like it'll say the price is MSRP or whatever on there, but our cost sometimes, literally sometimes, is 10% below that.
Yeah.
So it's like you ripped off on merch. So
another interesting point, because you're jumping through this merchandise. When I was at the con here this weekend, this is really odd thing to me, right? I didn't buy anything at the convention, right? Because the only thing, they had a Marvel store, but you had to have a special ticket to get in. They literally wouldn't let you buy stuff.
Really?
In the last moment when everyone was leaving and that just massive meat of humanity was getting out of the place, it was still full of stuff, but they wouldn't let you buy. They wouldn't let you shop. And it was the only actual
Japan's
stuff.
Following the rules, yeah.
It is. They are. I'm sure they were following the rules. But I mean, it's weird, right? And then the only other stuff you could buy was either some cheap, keyring crap, or Funko Pop. It was everything. It's like a freaking plague, dude. I mean, oh my God, my wife doesn't know anything about it, but she said, "What is up with these stupid big head things?" Even my wife recognized the idiocy of Funko Pop, but it was everywhere. That was like the only thing you could buy was Funko Pop.
Yeah, I mean, I admit I got a few Funko Pops, but I have like a Voltron and a couple of things I like.
Yeah, I have no problem with it if you like it. I have no. That's not my point. My point was, it's the only thing you could buy, and it was everywhere.
Yeah, it's overdone now. It's way overdone. So,
yeah.
But this is what previews is at the shop. You can get a lot of little tchotchke stuff, things like that. It's way overpriced though. To order comic books are the best thing to order from it. So, but anyways,
that was a lot of fun, dude. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. And I'm gonna go do, like I said, next week we'll be doing Marvel and DC. We didn't go through those yet because they literally are so big and they have so much stuff that they put out their own little magazine attachment to it. So you have to get. So
well, please invite me for that because I've enjoyed this a lot. I'd like to be part of it.
Oh, I do like this though. That Transformers doll right there. Yeah.
Oh, they had a great Bumblebee set up for the show, dude.
Yeah. But so I mean, you get an idea of what's coming out too, because some of these aren't out for several months. They won't be in like toy stores either for a while. So
toy stores, I thought that was a thing of the past. That's an anachronism you're talking about.
Okay, well, it is and it isn't. So all these new toy stores are starting to pop up now, where they just sell like high-end figures and stuff. So yeah. So
that's another thing. They had a lot of like Sideshow and Hot Toys, actual displays of their amazing statues, right? But you couldn't buy anything. They wouldn't sell you anything.
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me. I just really didn't get it. And so the only thing they made money on that was selling vendor space, but there were no vendors, so I don't get that. Ticket sales, and then the huge amount of money just to get your picture taken or get a signature from the celebrities they brought in. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only money making they made off of it, and
Well,
they
the whole
made a lot, I guess.
Yeah, the whole idea is that there's some exclusive merchandise in Tokyo Comic Con, so they're of course going to try to milk that out of you. For the bigger conventions like the Comic Cons, they'll do that. For the smaller conventions, they'll actually have those open, but they're open for a specific day.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, they wouldn't sell it to you, dude. I mean, yeah, if you're at the con, there you are. It's exclusive. Boom. You know, you're there for the exclusiveness. So, you know,
Yeah.
why isn't it open?
Because you didn't pay the ticket to get to buy
I'm
the
going to
exclusive
pay money to get a ticket so I can go spend money. Screw that.
Yeah, they're milking it. That's why I said the bigger cons would do that.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's also who's putting up the booth. Is it Marvel who put the booth up officially? Because they can
it had Marvel's name all over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Marvel does not care. So, I mean, they're there to promote Marvel, and that means
it took up the whole center of the. It took up the whole center of the hall, dude. It was this a big spot that no one could get into.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, let them. I mean, that's what they're there to do is sell Marvel. They're not there to make money. They're there to make money other ways through marketing. So, you know.
Yeah, but even as I was walking around, I guess I'm harping on it, but as I was walking around the con, because I can understand what people are saying, right?
Yeah.
And they're all chatting amongst themselves because you know there were some foreigners there. It was basically all Japanese, right? And I heard many times them chatting amongst themselves. Why can't we buy this stuff? Why can't we get in there? You know, I've heard many people, and it's true. It's just this. It was a big old store with stuff right there to buy, and you couldn't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do. I'm just saying, you know, they don't care if they make money. Marvel doesn't right there because that's just advertising to them. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. I get it. So yeah. So, anyways, but this is what I deal with on a monthly basis. So it's how we make judgments for what's coming out for shops, things like that. So, but yeah, it's fun to go through them with you guys. And if you want to do it again, we can definitely do it again. So
please, man, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It looks like we bored Booster, but that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It is okay. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, dude. I really enjoyed this. Of course, today is also my last live stream from Tokyo, which is a good thing. I get back to my computer and have a nice stable setup. So, but after the initial mess up in the beginning, things actually went pretty smoothly. So I'm happy it worked out. But yeah, so it's my last Tokyo broadcast, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Brad, for taking the time to show us this and talk about this. And I think it would be cool not only to do this kind of show, but you know, maybe you might want to do another show where we take more time talking about a few of the companies in general. You know,
yeah, so I've been reaching out to company reps that I have relationships with. So that's what I'm trying to do here in the next month or so. So Aftershock, I know a couple guys over there, Dynamite, that to see if I can get them on the show. They can talk about the company a little bit, things like that. I put out a reach too. Like you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Pencil for Life, and if you want to be on the show, you're a small company or you know someone who works there or wrote a book who's in the previews that's coming up or whatever, hit me up. We'll arrange for you to come talk about your book, talk about the company you work for, things like that. Because I want people to understand. There's more than just Marvel and DC out there. Even though they license stuff to other companies, these guys don't get a lot of press sometimes and things like that. So, I mean, we skim through a lot because this book is so massive. But if you want to come on the show, come on,
please.
talk to me. We will pull up your page, throw up your product, bring some pages to show, stuff like that, and we can make it work. So
sounds awesome, dude. All right, well, thank you very much, Brad. That was awesome. Pencil for Life. I know the link is up in the chat, guys, but he's going to be doing more of this stuff, so go check out his channel and support him. All right.
Yeah.
And of course, we see Brad also does the fan editions, and he's won actually. Gone over and played with the pros a little bit. But thank you very much, Brad. And we have your link, and we're going to go ahead and let Denali take us out, man.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody sticking with us. Hope you enjoy this informative news and a kind of look of what the your local comic book retailers have for previews. Hope you join us tomorrow for more comics news today. We'll definitely have a topic to do for Tuesday announced by then. But otherwise, your perceptions shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Rock on. All right, guys. Later.
Later.